It was a Tuesday afternoon, just like any other. I was at the gym, pushing through my usual workout. I remember feeling a little off, a slight pressure in my chest, but I brushed it off as just being tired. I decided to do one last set on the treadmill. That's the last thing I remember from the before. The next thing I knew, I wasn't in my body anymore. It's the strangest sensation to describe. I was floating, weightless, near the ceiling of the gym. I could see everything below me with perfect clarity. I saw people running over to the treadmill. I saw my own body collapsed and still. There was chaos, shouting. Someone was on the phone. But up where I was, there was no panic. There was only a profound sense of peace, a calm I'd never experienced before. I wasn't scared. I was just an observer. I saw the paramedics arrive. They were working on me, using the defibrillator. I watched my chest jolt with each shock. It was like watching a movie, detached and surreal. It felt no pain, no fear, just this overwhelming sense of understanding. I knew I was dying, or maybe I was already dead. The label didn't seem to matter. Then the scene at the gym started to fade. It was like a thick, warm fog rolling in, but it wasn't dark or scary. The fog was made of light, a brilliant, soft, all-encompassing light that felt more real than anything I'd ever known. It wasn't blinding like the sun. It was gentle, and it pulsed with an energy that felt like pure love. That sounds like a cliché, I know, but there's no other word for it. It was a love that was unconditional, a feeling of being completely known and accepted. Within this light, I started to see images, flashes of my life. Not like a movie reel playing in fast forward, but more like living moments. I was a child again, feeling the sun on my face as I rode my first bike. I was at my high school graduation, feeling that mix of pride and anxiety. I was holding my newborn daughter for the first time, overwhelmed with a love so fierce it hurt. But it wasn't just a highlight reel. I saw the moments I wasn't proud of, the times I was selfish, the arguments I had, the people I hurt. But there was no judgment. It wasn't a trial. It was simply review. For every action, I felt the reaction. I felt the joy I had caused others, and I felt the pain I had inflicted, not as a punishment, but as a lesson. It was a profound lesson in empathy, a deep understanding of how interconnected we all are. Every small act of kindness mattered. Every harsh word left a mark. During this life review, I felt a presence with me. It wasn't a person, not in the way we think of one. There was no face, no form. It was a consciousness, a source of wisdom and compassion that communicated without words. It guided me through these moments, helping me understand. The feeling was one of coming home, of being with my oldest and dearest friend. This presence assured me that everything was okay, that everything had a purpose. I felt like I was on the verge of understanding all the mysteries of the universe. The concepts of time and space just dissolve. Past, present, and future were all happening at once. I understood things I could never put into words about physics, about life, about the nature of existence itself. It was a download of pure knowledge, and it all made perfect sense. I remember thinking, oh, of course, it's so simple. The presence then offered me a choice. It wasn't spoken, but I understood it clearly. I could stay in this place of light and peace, or I could go back. I saw my life, my family. I saw my daughter's face, her future without me. I saw my wife's grief. The love I felt for them was the only thing that could rival the love I felt in that light. It was an anchor, a tether pulling me back to the world I had left behind. I remembered the overwhelming feeling of not wanting to leave. Who would want to leave perfection? But the love for my family was a powerful force. I made the choice. I chose to come back. The return was nothing like the gentle departure. It was violent and jarring. It was like being sucked backward through a tiny straw. I felt a massive jolt, a searing pain in my chest, and 10 cold. I was so incredibly cold. The peaceful silence was replaced by frantic beeping and muffled voices. I gasped for air, a deep, ragged breath that felt like breathing fire. I opened my eyes. A paramedic was leaning over me, his face a mix of shock and relief. "We got him back!" he shouted. "We got him back!" I learned later that I had been clinically dead for over 7 minutes. My heart had stopped due to a massive, unexpected cardiac arrest. The doctors called my survival a miracle. They had no medical explanation for how I came back with no brain damage after that long. But I knew I had been somewhere else. Coming back to my body was difficult. The world felt heavy, loud, and harsh in comparison to where I'd been. For weeks, I struggled to reconcile the two realities. The world I saw with my eyes, and the world I had experienced with my soul. The colors here seemed duller, the emotions less pure. But that feeling faded as I focused on the reason I came back, my family. Hugging my wife and daughter felt different. It was more real, more precious. The small, everyday moments became the most important things. The smell of coffee in the morning, the sound of my daughter's laughter, the warmth of my wife's hand in mine. These were the things that mattered. My near-death experience didn't give me all the answers to life, but it changed all my questions. I'm no longer afraid of dying. I know now that it's not an end, but a transition. It's a doorway to something more beautiful than we can imagine. I don't obsess over success or material things anymore. My focus is on love, on kindness, on connection. I try to live in a way that reflects the lessons I learned in that light. To be more patient, more forgiving, more present. I know we are all connected, and that every little thing we do ripples out and affects the whole. My 7 minutes on the other side taught me that the most important thing we can do in this life is to learn how to love. It's the only thing we take with us, and it's the only thing that truly lasts. So, what did I see when I died for 7 minutes? I saw that life is a gift. I saw that love is the fabric of the universe, and I saw that there is nothing to fear. It was the most terrifying and the most beautiful experience of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Thank you for listening to my story. Please, cherish every moment you have. It's more precious than you know.